the newer Astra. Which mark is this one again?
This is the Mark 6.
This is the Mark 6, and how far have we come?
Very.
The moment I have just got in this car, and I will say this is a first for even being a passenger in one of these, I'm just so overwhelmed. I absolutely love how this centre console sweeps down, and you are struck at first, let's say, by how you think it looks busy with the buttons, but I think it's because you've stepped away from that to this. And
yeah, I mean, I think when this car came out, it was criticised for the amount of buttons on the dash.
I can imagine if that being the case, but it's everything that you need, isn't it? Everything's there.
Yeah, everything's perfectly usable. You know, it's clearly laid out. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. But I'm just taken out. I even love how all the dash sweeps right round.
Yeah.
And follows right round to the design of the handles, and
yeah,
and it even continues around. Everything's really thought out with this car. You can see the difference.
There's a lot of detail. It's one of them cars. I mean, I use this car every day. This is my sort of commuting car, really.
Right.
And I suppose when you use that every day, you don't tend to notice things. But actually, when you start looking at the details, you do actually realise that though it's only an Astra, actually how much attention to detail has gone into the design of the car.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a bit of information about this one. This is a 1.6 Elite.
Right.
Wasn't the most expensive Astra you could buy when it was new. Obviously, you could get automatic gearbox. You could have a diesel, 2-litre diesel, but it was the highest trim level.
Right. Yeah.
So it come out literally loaded to the gills with bits and pieces. You got your dual zone climate control here for driver and passenger.
Oh yeah.
You can have it in temperatures. 3-stage heated seats.
Oh, so you can play the heated seat game on a motor.
Heated seat game. I've done that a few times.
That's a must, is that? Yeah.
See how long it takes them to notice.
Yeah, before they notice that they're on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot of features. You know, power fold door mirrors there. Touch with the button, you can just door mirrors.
They're really good. Yeah.
Out. There you go. As long as it's on the middle setting there, electric heated, of course. Being Elite, obviously the main thing, you got your full leather interior.
Yes, I really like these seats. These are nice.
Vauxhall call these ergonomic sports seats, I think is the technical term. You've got to pull out there, such as you'd find in a BMW.
Yes. Well, now I had this on my ST models.
On the ST Focus, yeah.
Yeah, and I used to like that feature. The only thing I found is sometimes you get, if you had anyone in the passenger seat where they dropped any bits, you had a lot of crumbs and bits all the car.
I always try to remember when I hoover this car out, so I open that forward
to open them up,
yeah.
But they had a nice touch.
They are very, very comfortable, extremely supportive. Got a lot of bolstering going on at the back and at the bottom base there. Very easy to get a comfortable driving position. They do have some electric adjustment on the driver's seat as well down here.
Right, so it's just for the driver's seat.
Just for driving. I can feel the going into me back there. So you can adjust the bolstering on the seat there via a button on the side.
Right.
And that comes out depending on how much support you want.
And yeah, it really looks nice in the back as well. The seats look a really good comfy set of seats at the back.
They are. You got your all-round electric windows on this one as well.
Right.
Obviously being an Elite model. The only button it is missing on the dash there, you can see the blank button.
Right.
That would be for the heated steering wheel, if it had that feature.
Oh, right.
Not many did, because it was part they called it a winter pack or something like that.
Yeah.
So you have to pay extra for that. On most models, that will give you the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. But the heated seats were standard on the Elite, so I think most people didn't.
I think over anything, I'd certainly prefer heated seats above a heated steering wheel.
So it's very highly spec from the factory. The only factory options on this particular car are the metallic paintwork on the outside. They call it Deep Sky Metallic.
Deep Sky,
Metallic. And the front and rear parking sensors, of which that's why you have that button there. Yeah. So you can turn them on and off. Sometimes.
And so that's a good thing, being able to turn them on and off.
You can, yeah. I think it's mainly for the front ones. Obviously, if you put the car in reverse, they come on automatically. And then sometimes when you pull away, you find and you pull up to something close up front, you find the front wheels go off.
Yes, I like the feature. You can actually turn them off. So have we actually still got a key in the ignition with this?
We have got a key in the ignition.
So no stop-start button with this?
No, it's not a push button. Push button.
Does the actually newer facelift model actually come with a start-stop button, you know?
It depends entirely on your specification.
Right, again on spec, yeah.
The base models don't. The higher ones do, I believe. Some of these shape Astras and the new ones as well also had electronic handbrake. Personally, I'm not a fan of them.
No, losing a handbrake is
personal preference. I feel like, I don't know if it's some security comfort blanket or something. When I pull the handbrake on, I want to feel it.
I think it's changing your whole driving style by taking a handbrake away. I prefer a cowboy handbrake, I'll be totally honest there.
It's a lovely car to drive, 5-speed manual.
Yeah.
I think it could do with a 6-gear, I'm not going to lie. Being the petrol model, it came with a 5-speed only. Do
you feel like at that top end, do you think you could have another gear?
I think it could. The 2-litre diesels, if you had a manual, had a 6-speeder, and I think the other diesel models had a 6-speed. What engine you had?
I do love the layout of these speedos, and I like how they're sort of angled. Maybe when you're actually looking full on yourself, you don't notice it, but from a passenger's point of view,
I see what you mean there.
They are angled, and I like that touch actually. Yeah. And I like cars that have this sort of colour as a display. I like red for some reason.
Yeah.
I've seen this going on in an Audi TT and so on, and I think at night they look really nice.
I think what they could have done, like they did with the Mark V Astra, one thing they've dropped with this car is they've not got the speed at each point.
Oh, they've actually taken that away this time.
You go from 0 to 20 to 40 to 60, and I think that's actually not a good thing.
Right.
I think they should do it at each
Maybe should have kept
just like the old car.
I do notice they kept the trend of fairly chunky stalks for the indicators and such. Obviously, these ones are rounded, whereas those were square, but they're still a nice thing to use and keep hold of.
Yeah.
Because you can get some cars where the stalks and things are so incredibly thin.
One thing I only noticed this about a week ago. I've had the car a year and a half, but I only noticed it a week ago. Is it's also got an electronic speedo.
Oh right.
So you can see on the
I can see it saying that. Yeah.
You can have that display as well as the analog speed.
I think that follows the trend of like the ST and that I had, because you could have it telling you how many miles you were doing to gallon or how much you were going to be before you ran out, or you could put it to a speed thing like that. Yeah,
I didn't. I'm ashamed to admit it. I've had the car a year and a half, and I noticed that last
right.
Week. Of course, got your cruise control on the steering wheel there, which is a feature that we've moved on from the old Astra.
Yes, yeah.
I think some of them did have a higher rate of specs, but it's very straightforward to use cruise control.
It's a nice steering wheel. It's nice. It seems to follow the same nature of how the dash is swept.
It is. And just like the old Astra, we've got phone buttons but no Bluetooth.
But no Bluetooth. Also, they've kept that trend.
I think there's a couple of features on this car that it possibly should have had. The Bluetooth was an optional extra, which I think probably should have been standard. It wasn't a lot of focuses at the time. You probably know yourself.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So that and the way you identify if an Astra has Bluetooth or not is if you press the phone button and it says audio muted.
Right.
And if it does that, then it's not got Bluetooth.
Now you see, I really like the look of the Astra VXR, and now I've seen the insides of these and actually sat in one. I know you'll get the same sort of design of dash and things like that. I think it'd be a really nice car to have one of them.
The design of the VXR steering wheel is the same, except for the fact that it's a lot more chunky feel.
Yeah, a bit more like a sporty version of it. Yeah.
More, hand grips and things like that.
Yeah, looking around, it's a very nice, welcoming cabin to be in. It's how they've come along, isn't it?
You can see the development over the years.
You can, yeah.
Compared to the Astra we've just looked at, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
The quality as well is just as good.
Oh yeah, better. Yeah. It certainly is. They've sort of kept the same ideas, but let's say brought them
bang up to date. Yeah. And of course, as we said, this is not even the latest model anymore. Now you've got the Mark 7 out, and that's moved the game on yet again.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, in fact, I'm looking even now. It won't be too long before I upgrade to a newer model. We do have cup holders.
I've just noticed. Looking down at the gear set, I have noticed we've actually got some cup holders. In fact, they've gone overboard. They've got three cup holders. And it's just one of those things. I've got this fascination about cup holders lately. Yeah, the usual thing of the armrest now. But yeah, it's
an unbelievably comfortable car to drive.
It's really swayed me that I think if I were looking at another car now, I'd look at an Astra, because my main feature, and I also like how a car looks on the outside, but I don't want to be climbing in it and letting it look dreadful, because you spend a lot of time obviously in your car.
And it was important when I looked at this car when I first bought it. I was swayed by the value for money proposition on this car.
Yeah.
It might be slightly sharper to drive the Focus. I'm not going to go against that, but I don't need that. I just need a reliable car that's comfortable to drive. And the value for money proposition swayed it on this car.
So yes, I'm very pleasantly surprised by this.
Generally speaking, it's moved on from the old car. Certain things there are a couple of things I don't like the fact on this one you don't get a spare wheel. It has the tyre inflation kit.
Seem to be finding that a lot with cars now.
Seems to be a common feature now, whereas the old one had a spare. You could have got a spare on this, but again it was an optional extra.
Yeah.
Which I think probably should have been on a £20,000 car, which this was when it was new. I had to pay that.
Yeah, I think honestly it's really... I don't like this idea of the inflation kits and things in cars. I still think they should provide in spares when they can.
Personal preference, I prefer a spare wheel.
Yeah. I've had my eyes open. I really have.
It certainly moved on from the Mark V, and I'm sure the Mark 7 will move the game on from this when I get a chance to look at one of them. So
yeah, and I'm sure we'll try and have a look at that at some point. But yeah, very good car. Yeah, really taking to it. Yeah.
All in all, the Mark 6 Astra is...
So all in all, I think if I'm going to choose one out of the two, especially for how I'm sat in this one, it'd obviously be this one.
I think I'd go with this one.
Yeah.